All right, so we learned that wind through something means to follow a course or path that curves or twists a lot. So a lot of times the roads on mountains, they twist and turn a lot. So we could say we can wind through the mountain. You could drive right through the mountain, or they have winding roads as well.
Right. And you call that a winding road. The article says, their magical performance ended at sunset on the last day of their visit. Let's take a look at that word sunset. It's a simple word and it just means the time when the sun goes down, or we say sets. The exact time of sunset changes depending on the time of year though, especially in northern countries like Canada. The farther north or south you are, the more it changes. So in the summertime, in a place like Canada, especially a northern city like Montreal, sunset can be very late during the day.
And when the sun comes up, we call it a sunrise.
Right.
So you can use these two words as well, sunrise and sunset. Okay, so we learned that in Montreal, there's a kind of cute story where three people kind of reunite, or they have a reunion. Okay, so next the article says, to the hundreds of people watching, it was pure magic when the giants finally met. So I guess what happened is these three giants, they came from different parts of the city, and at one point they meet together, and exactly they meet during sunset. So it must be a very magical and very kind of beautiful setting for some people. So that's why we use pure magic to describe this moment. Let's first learn about what pure means though. Pure is spelled P-U-R-E, pure. It's an adjective, and actually there's I'll explain to you one meaning so you can have an understanding of what it means here. So we know that pure, it means that a material is not mixed with anything else. It's very, very clean. So for example, pure water means that it's only water, but it's not pure if you mix water and lemon juice, for example. Now here in this sentence, pure means completely and totally, and we use it to show emphasis on something. So we kind of use it to show emphasis to make us go, wow, that was really, nice, or wow, that was really magical. So we can say the trip was a pure delight. It means that it really was a lot of fun. People really enjoyed it. Or the baby's laugh was pure joy. So it was really full of joy, 100% full of joy. Or the story was pure fiction. Everything was completely made up. So that's what pure means here. We can also use it in a sentence like this. The pure joy on the children's faces showed us that they loved their Christmas presents. And I think almost every child feels that way when they open their Christmas presents on Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so we see that it's a really magical moment. It's pure magic because all three of these giants, they come together at one point. And I think being someone in Montreal, it would be super cool to see.
Right, and think about the way the light would have fallen on that scene of the reunion at sunset, when the light is starting to fade, but it has that sort of orange color, and it's coming only from that one direction as the sun is going down on the horizon.
And it must have took the people at this theater company a lot of time to plan this as well, because I would say that it's not very easy to do, to kind of count when exactly the sun sets, because sometimes these things are very hard to calculate. So imagine all the planning that went in behind this as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot to take into account, and when you're planning something and you only have a short time in which it can happen, that makes it a lot more difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah, very stressful as well. So they also had to make sure that all these giants met together at one point, and to also make sure that the sun set at the right time to give them that perfect image. I think I would love to actually see this in person now. Even though they're giants and it seems kind of scary, I think it would be really cool to see this in person. What kind of story do you think that they should show in Taipei?
Oh, wow. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think when they performed in Montreal, they were performing for an anniversary, an anniversary, the anniversary of the city's start, and that might have helped them decide what story they told with their giants. Maybe if they come here to Taipei, they can pick a story that has to do with Taiwan or has to do with Taipei and is telling a story that comes from something that happened or an important day. What do you think?
Right, I think actually that's a really good idea. So maybe they can pick a traditional Chinese story to kind of mix together a little bit of the culture of Taiwan and to also kind of highlight what Taiwan has or what Asia has to offer. So I definitely think that'd be really cool. It definitely, maybe we can say a folk tale from the Aborigines stories or something. I think that would be a really interesting performance. If they ever do come to Taiwan, they can probably consider doing that for a Taipei special for us.
Right. And if they're thinking about coming here, then maybe they're already planning that. Because like we said, it takes them a long time to decide exactly what the performance is.
All right, so let's take a short break and we'll be right back with our For You chat.